What would you say to a CEO who thinks that showing no emotion under pressure is the same as taking control over it?
The easy answer is they're wrong, is the first thing. I wouldn't necessarily say to a CEO you're wrong, unless of course you want a very short relationship as a coach. The point here when you start to look at that one, and it goes back to this ability to show vulnerability, to be vulnerable. You don't need to be all things to everything, which is kind of like where some of the pressure induced induced pressure comes from. So it's just having the ability to recognize that sometimes just be vulnerable. That vulnerability, it speaks volumes, because if you're vulnerable, if you show a little bit of vulnerability, then your team is likely to do it. The outcome from that is you create a majorly strong bond of trust. So don't get me wrong, I'm not sitting here advocating for the moment we have an agony aunt hour and we all get our hankies out and have a good cry. We are in the business of business. If those are the type of things, that's done on a one-to-one session with a coach or a counsellor, not so much a coach, but certainly on the counselling side of life. But being vulnerable, I think it's fine. And by the way, that vulnerability may well come from asking the wrong questions, or asking a question that you're kind of like, ooh, I'm not sure I need to, want to ask this one, but I'm going to ask it anyway. That's the level of vulnerability. So I think being vulnerable is the key there, seeking to put this manifestation of a strong person, knowing behind his worry and concern. I think sometimes you don't need to do that, but let's be honest, a leader needs to show that they've got that strength and character.